and welcome to the Scrapping Studio. My name is Tracy Walker, Creative Memories Advisor, and today we are going to do layout number 2, and this is coming from the new Through the Years collection, this is the 2000s. And if you didn't watch the first video, this is the layout. Let's go the other way. The layout I did for the first video. Using sketch from the most recent May sketch challenge from the Creative Memories virtual crop group, and created those. Today we are going to continue with doing that, and we are going to create this one, number 3, and this is from May, and we are using smiley face paper, paper that's like dashes on one side, and then this gray, some cool gray cardstock, and then the base is going to be this lilac or purple ice. I'm sorry, it's purple ice, not lilac. So we're going to use purple ice. So, and what we're going to do to kind of save some paper, it has this border at the bottom, and what I wanted to use was this is new and still in stock, is the new sunglasses. I felt like they were getting lost with the busyness of the smiley faces. So what we're going to do is I'm going to trim it and then flip it over. So we are going to take we're going to trim 2 1-inch strips. All right, there's 1. And then 2. And then we're going to, so there's, now it's just going to be cutting it in half is 5. All right, so then 5. All right, and then the next piece, I'm going to put those to the side, is a 6 by 9, and that's going to be this piece. So I'm going to cut 3 inches off and then cut it in half. Then we can save that for another layout. I'm trying to get 3 3-page layouts. And I'm going to cut this in half to a 6. All right. Yeah, didn't quite get that one cut. There we go. This would be okay. Now, what we'll do is let's build one side. This up here is our what we have leftovers. And I do need a 1-inch strip of this. I need 2 of those. I do. And I think we're done at cutting. All right, so let's just start building. So we have this one is going to be the bottom. And then this one is going to be the next layer. I feel like the smiley faces don't really have a direction. Sometimes the cardstock is just a tiny bit, like a 16th of an inch wider than regular paper, so we can always trim that off at the end. This is what I like about repo is if you don't succeed, then you can try again. There we go. All right, and then I am going to use the new sunglasses border. And put that. We can put it here, or we can put it. This theme is just. Let's see. put it there. And hopefully the kind of put it as low as we can go, but try to hide that seam a little bit. There we go. And then we need a 6x9, or actually we need this to go across. That, and then our I'm gonna put this on the outside. You could always trim it off a little bit. It's got kind of made a little wonky edge there, didn't I? Just put it back in the trimmer. It's okay if it's a little bit shorter than it needs to be. And then let's see, that goes all the way up to the top. There we go. All right, side 1 is done. Let's do the same thing on side 2. I love this smiley face paper. Super cute. All right. Paste it on. And then we got one more of these to punch, but I thought I'm going to save time. I get it a little bit over that edge, but not too much. We don't want to be able to make sure we get those pictures in there. What I like to do is I'll line this up so that it lines up. There we go. All right, and then I'll trim this a little bit. See, got a little bit of a wonky edge. Okay. That's what I love about the trimmer. You can do so many precise things with it. All right, so let's make sure we get this going where it's supposed to be. And then we need to trim that edge off just slightly. I'm going to look that way. All right, let's this little edge off. A little bit more. It's really hard to get that little bit off, but we're going to try. Pretty close. All right, that little bit off of me. All right, so now we have these, and then the next part. Oh, there we go. You can match these up better. I was like, it was kind of bugging me. There we go. Sometimes it's hard to see like up to the top. Yeah. Hopefully that wasn't. All right. So now we have, they match up pretty close. All right. Let's go back and look at the sketch in it. So I still need one more punch of the sunglasses and divide those in. So I'm using Island Waters is what I'm using. And that's from the Queen cardstock. And using the maker. Pops that right off. It's a chain that this came out with the summer collection a few weeks ago. And I thought it was perfect for layout. So we're going to cut this in half. So I'll get the trimmer out. I'm like, oh, maybe I can fold it and then do that. But we are going to have to get the trimmer. And we'll just cut that out. All right. So this one doesn't really have as much of a pattern, so I think we'll be okay on that one. I'm going to flip this over and do that, and then we'll just trim the edge. I'm going to do this one. If we can match the edges up as best we can. This is where my 13 by 13 mat would come in handy if I had it out, and I should go get it. Okay, let's see if we can. There we go. That works. And then we'll just take our scissors and trim this little edge off. There we go. Do the same thing on this side. Put that back in my little thing so I know where it's at, because I forever lose things. All right. So now we got. Oops. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did this, and you're probably screaming at me. You put it on upside down. I'm just tootling along. Do. This is like for course. Okay. This is why I use repositionable tape runner, because it forever causes I have my own issues. Okay. So let's start over. Let's flip this. And then it just rips right off. There we go. This one. And then this one. Okay, so then this. Goes right here. And just rub this way. I can't believe I did that. And I know you're probably like, oh my gosh, what is she doing? So don't worry. Sometimes I catch them, sometimes I don't. And then this guy go back in. Here. Let's see what we got. We got more. Got a bubble. There we go. All fixed. Now we just need to put this guy back on here. And then we'll talk about embellishments. All right. Here we go. I can't believe I missed that. Oh boy. I'll have to do some more trimming on that. So photos. So based on this, it wants the 3.5 by 5. But you can't say that we could get those on there. Let's see. They don't have 3.5 by 5. I do have 4 by 6s. Those actually do fit. Let's kind of wing it and see. out. And out. All right. So we're gonna get creative on that. We don't have to do exactly what it says. So I know I've got these 4x4s, and this is just more of how wondering if this I get to fit me. Not that. I'll do so. We'll do this. We're just gonna go with kind of what we have in the moment kind of stuff. And then these are it says 2.5 by 2.5. I'm just gonna go 3x3. This could move up. Do this. That. The same thing over here. Now we do have space for a couple options. I like it this way better. All right, couple options. We can do that. And then something else we could do, if we want more photos on there, we could add something like that. Switch these over, put that in there. I am all about getting as many pictures as I can. And then that here going along the bottom. So we are going to be a little bit different than the sketch. Some things out of the way. All right. So clusters. So what we could do for title is I'm trying to think. We can have the title, move this out of the way, and then have just like a title there. Let's see what we have for like titles and stuff. Laugh out loud, giant car. Right, I'm gonna put all these, just tack these down since we know where they're at. And we're just going with the sizes that I have since I don't have the other ones out. And sometimes your pictures are always going to fit the sketch. So this is a good way to be like, okay, what do I have for pictures? I'm going to make my pictures fit the sketch. So that, keep going, is like not, there we go. Try to pay attention to the camera, but sometimes I feel like it's moving too. All right, that one. And I can use these as actual mats, or I can pull them off and put my photos down. More than likely, I will use these as my actual mats. There. All right. So the question is I kind of feel like if this filled in there and still have them tilted. There we go. So now we have room for titles and trucks and let's see. Like, because this go perfectly right here. And this. you put this guy right here, and then put maybe that right like that. Or hold on. Put this here. Okay. I'm gonna put these here. And then I'm going to take the sticker off of this one. I wonder how they decided what like words went with what decade or century or couple decades, because it just like unplugged. Like I feel like we still say that though. All right, 2010s. I got sticker on me. It's like what matches with the unplugged? I think I put some of these guys around it. Go with that. Let's see, what does the sketch also say? Okay, it has some stuff here. I'd say the biggest one is at the top there. We could put the YOLO. The question is what what else is gonna fit with that? I think YOLO could go right here. And put some foam squares on that one. Get another sheet out here in a second. And I'm just using Creameries has this powder now that you can buy that will take the stickiness off your stickers, which is really nice. This is why I've got another package of these sitting on top of another batch out. It's not like it needs another middle one, but I don't need to use a huge one. All right. And this is the May 2025 sketch number 3. One thing I should have done was leave one sticker on. There we go. So then it doesn't stick to that. And then let's see what other things do we have that coffee. The coffee with the YOLO. All right, we got a little cluster there. Kind of one of those is it less is more. And I might just wait to put more on just because of like once I get my sticker or my photos, then I'll kind of know more that I want to add. So you don't always have to add that right away. I got this guy I can put there, but I'm only doing the stickers on the outside, so I can still slide that under there. I almost feel like there's just a little bit of a gap there. Camera. And there we go. I feel like this is okay, other than a couple glitches, which That happens, and it's okay. So we did sketch number 3 from the virtual crop using the through the decades 2000 2010, and I think this turned out really great. I could go back and I could extend this if I wanted to. No, that didn't stick down. I could extend that back. I almost could do it in a different color. Like I could do it in like the gray or the purple if I wanted to. But the original sketch did not have these many photos. Let's pull that back out. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 12. So just a couple more. I think that it looks really good. I'm going to probably just use the white as my mats and go from there. So what do I have left over to use for the final one? I have this, this, and this. We can totally make something out of this. We've got some white. We can use cardstock, and we could do some welding, that kind of stuff. So come back for the very last one as we use up the last little bits of the 2000s book. Once again, my name is Tracy Walker, and thanks for joining me.